This story is about one of those scary things that happens in everyday life where, sometimes people aren't as nice to each other as they could be, and sometimes it seems like whole towns or whole churches or whole communities are against somebody just for being who they are. She walks these hills in a long black veil. See what I did there? She covers my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, no, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. Catherine and her brother Johnny, they were preacher's kids. Yeah, preacher's kids, but they had each other. They had each other, so if they got in trouble or they weren't perfect, they could always go to each other and talk about it. Because when you're a preacher's kid, the rest of the world seems like they're just waiting for you to be in the wrong, to make a mistake. And Catherine, well, she idolized her big brother, and she was so glad that they could be there for each other. But then, he went off. He went off to college. He promised he'd be back 4 years and he'd be back. He promised. Catherine was left alone with her preacher dad and Mama. Mama got sick, and Catherine was looking after her. And Papa, well, he just seemed to want her to be more and more perfect. She couldn't make a friend that he was saying, you need to come on home. And then as she got a little older, he started saying, what is wrong with you, Catherine, hanging out with all those boys? You better get yourself married quick. Oh, yeah. She liked the guys in church and around town all right, but none of them made her feel that way, And, well, she wrote back and forth to Johnny. And then he wrote back to her saying, Catherine, just hang in there. I'm almost done with school. I'll be back soon. And then it'll be the two of us together again. Came the day when he came back, but he wasn't alone. He married Lily. Well, Catherine, she tried not to be, but she was a little jealous. Lily came back and she seemed to be just everything that Catherine wasn't. Perfect in church, but so beautiful. Lily, she was a little bit older than Catherine, and she just seemed to have the city pretty in her. Yeah. Catherine, she tried to maybe dress a little more like Lily, and her father, he got right on her. You stop that right now. But as soon as she said, well, Lily dresses like that. Yeah. Papa said, all right. Lily's a good Christian woman, married to your brother. Anything that Lily does, it's going to be all right. Well, Catherine found herself spending more and more time with Lily. And even more time with Lily than she did with Johnny, truth be told. He seemed to just have different interests, be out and around, and she spent more time with Lily. One day she came by the house and Lily was sitting in the middle of the kitchen crying. Catherine came in, she said, Lily, what could you possibly have to cry about? So, oh, Catherine, what I have to tell you is something I shouldn't. I don't think I'm in love with your brother. She looked up with those teary blue eyes all rimmed in black lashes, and Catherine, she knew what she was going to say. She put out her finger and touched Lily's lips, and well, they embraced. And the next thing that Catherine knew, she was in her brother's bed. their brother's wife. Well, when they came to their senses, Lily said, you can't tell a soul, but you gotta come back. You gotta come back and be with me again. And Catherine, she didn't know what came over her, but she couldn't help it. Every chance she got, if her brother was out, she was over there just to be with Lily. One day her brother came by the house and said, you need to come out with me, Catherine. And she was so scared that he had found out her secret and Lily's secret. And he did know something. I don't know who it is, Catherine, but Lily's got another man. Well, for a moment, Catherine was jealous, but then she heard Johnny talk. She realized that he was talking about her. Oh, she got so scared. She woke up to herself. She thought, this is just terrible. How could I break my brother's heart like that? But how could I ever give up Lily? And so she tried again to stay away. And then her brother came to her and said, I figured out who it is. It's that deputy. I'm going to go chase him down, and if he doesn't leave town, I couldn't answer for what might happen to him. I might kill him. Well, Catherine went over to tell Lily all about it and to say that was it. She was going to move out of her papa's house, leave the church, leave the town, and she was just going to go away. Somehow, one thing led to another. She wound up back in bed with Lily, and when the morning came, she ran out. She met Johnny in the road. Where have you been? I was looking for that deputy all night. I never did find him, but I came to my senses. I'm going to go home and talk to Lily. I'm so glad I didn't find him. I might have killed him. When Catherine went in to town to get the next train out of there, all the townspeople were abuzz. Somebody had been killed at the town hall last night. And they thought it looked like her brother Johnny who'd done the slaying. Who was it? It was the deputy. Oh, now Catherine was sure that it was her brother. And she ran home back to Lily and Johnny's house to tell him he needed to get out of there, that people knew that it had been him who had killed the deputy, and she'd do anything to protect him. And he met her in the road. He said, what's the matter? When she told him all about it, he said, it's all right. It's all right. I never did find the deputy, and I just talked things over with Lily. She'll swear that she was with me all night. When the townspeople caught up to them, and they heard Johnny and Lily swear they had been together all night, they turned and looked at Catherine. You know, sometimes she dressed in her brother's clothes. They did look an awful lot alike. There's just a few at the scene, and they all did agree that the slayer who ran looked a lot like me. Well, the scaffold is high and eternity nears. She stands in the crowd and sheds not a tear. The judge said, hon, what's your alibi? If you were somewhere else, you don't have to die. But I spoke not a word, though it meant my life, for I'd been in the arms of my brother's wife. She walks these hills in a long black veil, visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, Lord, nobody sees, nobody knows but me.